Today we want to look at the topic power of decision. But before we continue, I want us to look at our text, Daniel chapter 1 verse 8. Daniel chapter 1 verse 8, which says, "And Daniel proposed in his heart that he will not defile himself with the king's meat." Now, going through that scripture, you realize that Daniel was determined. He took a decision that he won't defile himself with the king's delicacy. Every day, year in, year out, we make decisions. We need to know that the decision we make can make us or mar us. We made decision of where to go to. We made decision of when to go out. We made decision of what to eat. We even made decision of what to put on. So we are product of decision. Where you are today is a function of decision that you made yesterday. Where you will be tomorrow will also be as a result of the decision you are taking today. So decision making is the art that a leader must master. A great man in the person of George Eliot said, "Keep true, never be ashamed of doing right. Decide on what you think is right and stick to it." So which means we are expected to always make decisions. But the question we consider is that how qualitative is the decision you are making? And that will take us to facts on the decision making or power of decision. Number one, decision not condition determine your ethics. That is, it is through decision that you make that shows whether you are ethical or what you are doing is ethical or not. Number two, fact. Wrong decision leaves scars. Every time people make wrong decision, there is an impact, even if they don't immediately notice it. You realize that you are responsible for the wrong decision that you have made. And wrong decision that you make can never hurt you, but rather it will reduce you. Somebody said in the person of Confucius, he asserted, "To know what is right and not do it is the worst cowardice." So that means knowing what is right and not doing it shows your level of timidity. Fact number three, inaction is also a decision. When you are indecisive, that is also a decision. Because life does not wait for those who don't take decision. Life only cooperates with those who take the right decision. And then we consider what made decision making difficult. That is, why is it that some people make decision and some are unable to? Number one, confusion about the will of God. When you are confused about the will of God, it will not be easy to make decision at that right time. Number two, the desire to haunt no one. When it comes to decision making, when you are always looking at it that, "Oh, I need to satisfy everyone," then to take decision can become a problem. Number three, a distaste for unpopularity. That is, you are the type that, yes, you want everybody to support your decision. But it appears that the one that you are about taking may not be the one that people can support. So you are in a state of, "Oh, how do I make this decision?" Another reason is too busy. You have no time to think the matter through. When you are too busy, then you will not be available. As a matter of fact, you don't take decision when you are too busy because you don't have the time to think through the matter. Another reason is cowardice. You are simply afraid to step out and decide. So if you are afraid, just like the Yoruba adage, that "I won't die" cannot inherit his father's property. Another reason that made decision making difficult is ignorance. When you don't have all the facts that you need in order to make decision, then to take the right decision, it may be difficult. Another reason is pride. If you are consumed with pride, you will not be a straight thinker. And we need to know that when you are talking about pride, there are many paradoxes to pride. Like, for instance, you talk of being full of oneself. For instance, you talk of having your own desire above another person. So when you have pride, you realize that what you are just one way. Me, 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 me. The nature of humanity is to make bad decisions. So which means right decision belongs to God. How to make good decision? How can I make good decision? According to Proverbs chapter 16 verse 25, which says, there is a way that seems right to a man, but in the end it leads to death. So how to make good decision? Number one, recognize bad decision. Recognize that this is a bad decision. If made, then it's still going to be bad. That it is bad. Whatever you may call it, nothing can change it from being good. So you need to also, it is important to realize that as human being, you are prone to making bad decisions. Number two, divine the problem. To make good decision, you must ask yourself, what is the real issue here? What is the real problem here? What are we trying to solve? According to Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15, which says, be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise. Look at all the sides of the problem, study the issue, assess the situation before decision is made. Number three, on how to make this good decision. Listen before answering. Even if you think you already know what to do, it is wise to probe for more light. Proverbs 18 verse 13 says, he who answers before listening, that is folly and is shame. The best way for a leader to deal with an issue is to first listen to all the facts. Potiphar failed to get the facts when his wife lied to him regarding Joseph's case. In Genesis 39, reading from verse 17 to 20. Those friends also, they didn't bother, they were just castigating Job, that probably this man has sinned, and that's why all this has to come upon him. The law of God forbade the folly of answering a matter before the facts were known, according to Deuteronomy chapter 13, 12 to 14. Another thing to do to make good decision, offer suggestion to brainstorm. According to Proverbs chapter 15 verse 22, which says, plan fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisers they succeed. You should gather your advisers and let them offer whatever they feel to be the best solution to the problem. There are several advantages to bringing others to talk over a decision. Number one advantage, there will be greater cooperation in carrying out the decision if the people know that they also contributed. They had an decision process. Number two is enlightenment. More light and facts will be revealed. Then number three is that you know your future leader to train. That is, from the people who are making suggestions on what you can take to make the decision, you get to know these are future leaders that I can train. Another one is narrow the field after a number of solutions have been offered. It is wise for you to arrange some sort of a balance sheet. Try to think through all the possible consequences of the solution offer. Leaders must take time to consider all the alternatives suggested by their advisors. And then another reason on how to make good decisions. Another point, wait on God. When you wait on God, He will instruct you. According to the book of Psalm 32 verse 8, He will instruct you in the way you should go. His eyes will be upon you. Proverbs chapter 16 verse 3 says, commit to the Lord whatever you do, and your plans will succeed. Pray. In your waiting, don't neglect the place of prayer. In Psalm 27 verse 14 says, wait for the Lord. Be strong and take heart and wait for the Lord. Anyone who waits on the Lord can never make the wrong decision. Because even if the devil wants to, God will not permit. Then another thing is, make the decision. Now that yes, you have waited upon the Lord, you have narrowed the field, you have listened before answering, you have offered suggestions to brainstorm, you have divined the problem, you have also recognized bad decision. So what do? Make the decision. When it is time for you to decide, make the decision. Proverbs chapter 16 verse 9 says, in his heart a man plans his course, but the Lord determines his steps. As young ones, what decision are you making? As an adult, are you regretting the decision of your past? Don't dwell on that past. Just like Paul said, he said, I forget those things that are behind, but I press forward. The only person that can help you to correct your bad decision is God, except when you come to Him. And that's why it is never too late. Stop crying. Stop talking on your word, on the bad decision you have made before. It is time to seek God so that He can help you. Because your life at the moment matters to God than your life in the past. And that's why you can seek Him, and you can only do that through His Son. So come to Him. Just like the Bible told us in John chapter 14 verse 6. He said, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except by Him. So go to Him. Acknowledge your shortcoming. Acknowledge yourself. And then invite Jesus into your life. And let Him be the center, the focus. Let Him be the one. Let Him be the ally that can help you in taking the decision. I want to believe that as you take this decision today, the next decision you'll be making, it will favor your life. It will better your destiny. It will better your tomorrow. You won't commit errors again. And I know that when I will hear from you, it will be that yes, God has been faithful in directing my path. Thank you for listening. God bless you.